So there's three main reasons why your pre-workout isn't working anymore. The first has to do with your stimulant tolerance. And this is two parts to this. The first part is actually to do with your high stim pre-workouts. Now you guys know what this feels like, right? You get a new high stim pre-workout, you start with 1 scoop and it feels amazing. And then you get a 2 or 3 weeks in and you're like, doesn't really feel the same. Let me go like a heap scoop or maybe 1.5 scoops and it feels amazing again. And then 2 weeks later, the 1.5 scoops isn't getting it done. So you go to 2 scoops and then 2.5 and then 3, and you're forever increasing your intake of this high stim pre-workout to try and feel what you felt the first time you took it on 1 scoop. Brandon, this has to do with really your upregulating your stimulant receptors, right?
Yeah.
So how do we deal with this problem?
Yeah, so if you're constantly consuming caffeine every day, or you're just upping your caffeine scoops, well, your pre-workout scoops, your tolerance is going to go up. It becomes your new baseline. So the thing you need to realize is your pre-workout is still working. You're still getting your benefits from your endurance, your power, your pumps ingredients. It's just the caffeine and the energy you're not necessarily feeling anymore.
And it has to do with upregulating receptors, right? Like you have receptors that will respond to stimulant intake, but the more stimulants you put inside your body, the more those receptors are going to kind of go, wow, this is the baseline that we're used to, like you mentioned. If you want to feel something, you got to go up, and then you got to go up, and then you got to go up. So how do we break this cycle, man?
Yeah. So the first one is just a good old-fashioned tolerance break. It does take a bit of discipline. I wouldn't necessarily recommend going off at cold turkey. You can use a tub, 2 tubs of your stimulant-based pre-workout, and then I'd recommend just weaning off of the less doses, slowly replacing it with maybe a non-stim pre-workout. That's one way. Otherwise, I do like just using caffeine when I feel I need it. So either for your hardest sessions, for when you feel like you haven't got enough sleep, you're not properly fueled, and then that's when I'll use caffeine. I'll go, all right, I need a bit more energy today. I'll use more of your stim-based one, less of my non-stim pump formula. And then sometimes if I'm like, okay, I'm fine, I'm fed, I've slept well, then I'll have more of your non-stim and then less of your stimulant-based one, and then you sort of slowly taper off there.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of supplement companies now are doing a stim-based pre-workout and a stim-free. We've got a couple in front of us here from Hostile. Hostility is the complete stim-based pre-workout, and then Bloodshot is the completely stim-free pre-workout. So if you have a brand that you love the products of, but you're trying to figure out how to down-regulate the stimulant receptors, usually the stim-free pre-workout is a great option in there. The second part of this first reason why your pre-workout isn't working anymore also has to do with stimulant tolerance, but it's not necessarily related to your pre-workout supplement as such, Brandon. It's got to do with your overall stimulant tolerance throughout the day. And that can be from any source of caffeine or stimulants, really. It can be from coffee, it can be from tea, it can be from energy drinks throughout the day. And you're kind of creeping up your overall stimulant tolerance throughout the day from when you get up in the morning to when you go to sleep at night, but you're not even aware of it, and then that's what's causing your pre-workout to really not work anymore. What solution do you have for this problem?
Yeah, a lot of people, they don't even realize that, okay, I've had 2, 3, I'm 4 coffees deep, don't realize how much caffeine they've actually consumed.
We've all been there.
Yeah, had an energy drink, and then you'll go home, go to the gym, you're having a lot of caffeine and you're just not realizing it. So kind of just taking note of what you're drinking throughout the day, how many stim-based drinks you've had, and then kind of tapering off there, replacing it. I wouldn't remove them completely because it is a hard habit to kind of kick. So I'd replace it with, say, your decaf coffees, say your like a sugar-free soda,
soft drink instead
instead of energy drinks, and then just really taking note of how much you're having during the day and just making sure it's not contributing to your tolerance just going sky high.
100%.
Yeah.
The second reason why your pre-workout isn't working anymore has nothing to do with stimulant tolerance at all. It's got to do how you're fueling your body, and then secondly, how you're recovering from your workouts. The first part of this problem, Brandon, has to do with really not eating sufficient calories or consuming sufficient macros before you train. You can't expect your pre-workout supplement to be a substitute for not fueling your body properly around your workouts. How do we solve this problem?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of tracking your food, tracking your macros, tracking your calories. Even if you feel like it's not sustainable long term, I'd recommend doing it initially for a day or two just to sort of get a good idea of where your calories at. Also work out what your maintenance calories are, so you can work out whether you're above your maintenance or below your maintenance. Obviously, food is fuel, so if you're eating below your maintenance, you're gonna have less energy. So I'd recommend doing that just to make sure you're fueling yourself right. And then another one is just don't be scared of carbohydrates. So even if you're trying to lose fat, lose any weight, make sure you're having carbs at least around your training, before training. Your body does prefer carbs as its fuel source, so I'd recommend just making sure you're getting sufficient carbohydrates before training.
100%. And then the yin to this yang, once you've kind of taken the fueling part out and you've corrected that, is the recovery part. And in particular, it's got to do with your sleep, right? We've all been here, we've had a bad night's sleep. We're expecting the pre-workout to make up for the 2 less hours or the 3 less hours or the 4 less hours of sleep that we got the night before. We take the pre-workout and it just doesn't get it done because we're so exhausted, because we haven't recovered and we haven't slept properly from the night before and the workout the day or 2 days earlier than that. How do we solve this problem?
Yeah, I still can't believe how underrated sleep is for performance, for just everyday life, energy really. So just making sure you're getting good quality sleep, making sure you've got good quality practices in before bed, things like your screen time. Obviously have a cut-off point if you are having caffeine during the day. Have a cut-off point where you're just like, okay, I'm not having caffeine after maybe 2 p.m. Because your caffeine does last, it has a half-life of 6 hours. So making sure you're not having caffeine any time before bed to make sure you're getting that deep sleep, the REM sleep that you need, and then just making sure you have good sleep practices to ensure you're getting the best quality sleep.
Yeah, 100%. And we've got a really cool article appearing on screen at the moment, Improve Your Sleep Quality, that has 5 take-home tips you can start implementing literally tonight to help improve your sleep quality and put yourself in the best possible position for your pre-workout to do what your pre-workout does best. And the third and final reason why your pre-workout isn't working anymore may just be because you've been using the same pre-workout for a little bit too long, Brandon, and you're just used to the effects that you get from a particular pre-workout formula.
We see this a lot of the time. People come in, be like, okay, I've used this so many times, I'm just not feeling it anymore. So change it up. Different ingredients work differently for different people. So there might be some ingredients that are in your pre-workout that you're using now that just you've built a tolerance up to them, or there might be other ingredients in other products that you might find work a bit better for you. So you might even find some products that have like lower stim but higher mental focus ingredients or things like that work a bit better for you. You feel a bit better on them. So that could definitely be worth.
And they just feel different, right? It's slightly different to reason number 1, which has to do with stimulant tolerance in particular. Sometimes you can just get used to the pumps that you get from a particular pre-workout, or the muscle power, or the endurance, or the mental focus, or the feeling of well-being, the nootropic effect that you get from a particular pre-workout, and you're just kind of meh, like you're used to it, right? That's when it's time to go and look at different pre-workouts, and there are so many on the market. Very cool online tool that we've got for you guys appearing on screen at the moment, our pre-workout buyer's guide. It's a free, super easy to use online tool. You simply tell us what you want to achieve in terms of your health and fitness goals, and then what effects are most important to you from your pre-workout. Is it energy? Is it pumps? Is it power? Is it endurance? Is it mood and elevation of well-being? You punch that in and we provide you with a couple of different pre-workouts that perhaps you've never seen before or never thought of before that will deliver those results and put a little bit of a break in the pre-workout that you're currently using. And there you have it, the 3 main reasons why your pre-workout isn't working anymore. We hope you guys can take the solutions to these problems and apply them to your own experiences to make sure that you're getting those results you want from your pre-workout moving forward. Brandon, thank you so much for providing those solutions to the viewers. Guys, as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the Massive Joe's YouTube channel, turn your post notifications on on whatever device you are watching this video on so you don't miss a beat when it comes to all these new videos we're dropping on you. Until next time, where are we coming to and from, Brandon?
MassiveJoes.com.
Stay massive.
Thank you for tuning into this video. We hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to check out our latest upload and our recommended video, and be sure to subscribe to the Massive Joe's YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of our latest uploads.